Hey guys, it's Mr. M here, and today we're going to be looking at shadows in drawings and illustrations and how they affect the environment. So we're going to make a landscape drawing and then just put a sun somewhere, and then we're going to decide. We're going to be looking at how the location of the sun affects the cast shadows from the items that we draw into it. So let's get started here. So, okay, so in this piece of paper here this is a landscape. We're gonna make a landscape drawing. So what we're gonna first start off is find a location for our sun. So maybe I'm gonna put my sun somewhere around here. Okay. So just draw your sun. You decide where you want to put your sun, but remember that where your sun goes is going to affect the location of where the shadows are going to be. So I'm just going to make my sun, put some zigzag lines around it so you can see it's the sun. Okay. Alright, the next thing I want to do is I want to create something like a horizon line. So let's say this is a mountainous area. So let's say I'll make, or hilly or mountainous area. So maybe I'll make some wavy, curvy lines just to kind of make it look like mountains or a hill. Maybe a valley here. Go back up. Okay. Alright, so there's your horizon line there, in the sense that where the sky meets the ground. And then I'm going to also put in maybe some clouds in there. So okay. And maybe even draw a cloud kind of off the side here. Alright. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to create kind of a more or less of a foreground. I want it to be grassy, so again with zigzag lines, let's kind of make a grassy area or field here. So all you need is some paper, a pencil, a rubber eraser. Okay. And the willingness to practice and try. Okay, so this is my grass, making it kind of like a grass. So all I do is little zigzag lines or marks. Okay. Now what I might do is I might create something called kind of like a mid-ground, to where you see from the horizon with the mountain line and where the grass is. I'm just going to create another line here. Okay, kind of made it broken. So for example, if I wanted to make the valley have a river or something, it could be flowing through here and coming towards me here. Okay, and we'll see. Alright, it's like a pathway or a river. Okay, now towards the middle of your picture, somewhere in the middle, on the same line as the grass line, the foreground, I want you to create a tree. We're going to grow a tree here. Okay, where the bark is, the branches start to come out. Okay, and what you'll notice is that your tree's kind of cut into the lines here, so you can always take your eraser and erase. Okay, now I want to give the tree some texture, so it's up to you. It depends on what kind of tree you use. If you're going to make more like an evergreen tree, I would use very sharp zigzag lines. In this particular case, I'm going to use Let me see here. I'm going to make it rather round, curvy lines. Just a simple tree, guys. So again, erasing bits we don't need. Okay, so now we look at where the sun is in relation to the tree. I'm going to just draw an arrow. So the sun's going to hit this tree. The sunlight's going to hit this tree somewhere from around here. And the sun is going to be further away in the background as opposed to the foreground. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to erase this line. I just wanted to show it to you. But we're going to start drawing some parts of the tree here where the sun might be, where the shadows will be casted from. So I'm going to kind of go to this side here. The branches is going to be underneath the leaves, so most likely they're going to be dark. Then I'm going to start to make the shadows on the left side here more than it would be on the right side. Okay, and maybe the sunlight kind of hits the right side a little bit, so there's not going to be too many. I'll just draw the details of the lines, but the shadow is going to be over here. And then what's going to also happen is your leaves, the leaves are on the bottom, will be a little bit darker because the sun is over here. Okay, so I'm just going to cover those leaves ends. And because this is kind of on the opposite side of the tree that's far away, so it's most likely I could probably shade the majority of this tree in. Okay, I'm just using swirly lines here, rounded, curvy lines, just to make it look like leaves. So here are the leaves, the shadows that are created, because look at the location of where the sunlight is. Okay. And then as I get moved to the area where the light might actually come around the tree, then I would get a little bit less lines here, just to kind of show. Okay. Just like that. Okay. And now this is where the cast shadow comes in. So when the sunlight hits any object, and the side of the object that is away from the sun will also create, because of the object itself, it will create a cast shadow. Oops, that was a mistake. I accidentally hit my eraser button. It will create a cast shadow, and so the cast shadow will go in the direction of where the sun is hitting it. So this is the cast shadow. So I'm going to make it kind of zigzaggy because the cast shadow is going to be on top of the grass. So here we go, creating a kind of a zigzag, and this is just as the shadow gets farther away, it kind of gets a little bit bigger, but it also kind of gets diffused because, you know, it starts to take the shape of the tree as well. So it gets wider up here, but it doesn't have to get that much darker. It starts to get lighter because the shadow can only stretch so much, okay? Depending on the intensity of the light. And so we have something like this. Okay, great. Okay, so let's add a little cottage or a little house on this side here. So just gonna draw very simple. Let's keep it very, very simple, okay guys? I'm gonna draw like maybe a little, your typical little house that you would see. Not that you would see, but like a little hut or a house here in the middle of nowhere. next to this tree. Okay. Take away those lines. And I just want to, let's add, let's add a door here. Just a very primary house. Okay, a door with the window. And then you have maybe the shingles. Okay, and then what I want to do is, because the roof of the house is above, so a shadow is going to come down from that. Okay, so again, looking at the shadow, and then it's going to come probably again mostly to the left side. Now this is okay. Yeah. And then you can add also shadows to the rooftop again, the part that's away from the sun, from the source of the light. Okay, so this is the shadow that's on the object. Can even go over the window. Okay, put a doorknob in there. Why not? Okay, now again, because we can also add the cast shadow. Okay, the cast shadow from the little hut or shed with the little window. This is just a practice to make you aware of how shadow is affected. And you're going to notice that the angle of the shadow is a little bit different from the tree, which kind of goes down this angle here, where over here it kind of goes more, it's less of an angle going straight down because of the location of it. Let's see. Let's add one more thing. Let's add another item in here. Let's put in a person. Okay, let's say let me draw a person here. Maybe this person is could be walking their dog, or they're just walking towards the tree, or walking towards the little hut there. Okay. Maybe this person's holding somebody else's. Maybe it's holding another person's hand. Maybe a child's hand. Okay, they're going for a walk. Okay, so what are we gonna do here? Let's say because it's a sunny day, it's probably good to wear a hat. A sun hat or a cap, something like that. Okay, so now let's look at the location of where the people are here. They're at a different location from the light source than where the tree is. So the light's probably going to come down. So you could almost actually probably put them all in shadow. Okay. Because look at the location of where they are on the ground. So if I wanted to, I could turn this into, I can continue that. It was going to be a river, but now I can just kind of make it into a pathway. Okay, that kind of goes all the way from there to here. Let me see, I can also then erase some of the grass that was here. Okay, instead of making it grass, I just make it a straight line. Okay, so I could put these people probably all in shadow, walking with each other. Okay, and now the cast shadow that's created from them could be it won't be going at the same angle as a tree, because they'll be kind of below the light source. the cast shadow might take this direction. Okay, so I will draw it from where the big person's leg is, then continue from where the child's leg is. Okay. And there you go. Okay, so now you can see how where the sun is located will affect the different angles of where the cast shadows will be created. Now, if you want to, for the rest of it, you can add more items into your picture. You can decorate it more, or you can stop here. But if you want to do more with it, that's okay. So here, I can just add some more trees over there. And again, the cast shadows, and then I can take on the shape of that tree as well from the cast shadow. Now, because that's kind of in the mid ground, it won't come all the way up to where the grass is here. But I can extend my grass as well. More doodling. Let's see. Can I add more trees if I wanted to? Okay. Maybe I can add another hut over here. Really far away. Put it all in shadow. Okay. That tree seems to be a lot smaller, depending on the distance. So I'll make another one over here as well. You can add more clouds. But again, think about where all your shadows are going to be. Okay. You can, in the closer towards here, in the foreground, you can add some flowers if you want to. Now, most likely everything will have a shadow. Those are some really big flowers when you compare it to the people that are walking. Just adding some more things. If I want to, I can add a shrubbery or a bush. And again, where the shadows being created. And if it has a cast shadow as well, okay? So I can even make a line of trees, like further away. I can put all those in shadow as well. Okay. So you can add more things to your drawing if you want to, but it's just to give you the idea of where shadows are created. Okay. You can even decorate your, add some details to your mountains. I can even create some shadows coming from the mountains as well. Because again, the farthest thing is going to be the sunlight. The sunlight's going to be very, very far away from us. Okay? Alright. So that's all. When you're done, then you can go ahead and, somewhere. I like to sign my name on here. Make sure you put your name on there. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. This is just a practice to give you an idea where shadows are created and how they're cast based on where the sun location is. Okay, well, I hope you experiment with it, you try it, practice with it, and always remember, have fun with art. Okay, I'll catch you guys the next time. Bye.